Everyone, today we are going to celebrate, or today we are going to arrange or start today's debate competition. The topic is, or the motion is, only textbook is enough for quality education. Boys will speak for the motion and girls will speak against the motion. Now I would like to invite the first speaker for the motion, Sakin Hassan Hussain Naki.
Good morning, my honorable moderator and my friends and younger brothers and sisters. Assalamu alaikum. Baba Black Sheep, have you any wool? Yes sir, 3 bags full. Baba Black Sheep, do you know the thing? There are many books, but the textbook are the thing. Yes, these textbooks are compared with all books in the sectors of education. Because these textbooks are made by analyzing our age, education, and the stage of our motion. That's only. Thank you, honorable moderator, to give me the floor to say something about the topic. The topic of today's is only textbook is enough for quality education, and I am for the motion. First of all of us are students, so we need to learn the basic things, and we get the basic things by our textbooks. We know the reference books and the other books are important, but they have some bad effects. Everything, first we remember, everything has the good sides and bad sides. Our reference books has some good sides but has some bad sides. But which give us from the government, our textbooks are only have good sides. So, as a students, our main focus our textbooks. Secondly, we can mention the sectors of education. We know that all of the sectors are important. Our opponents often speak with the sectors of sports, co-curriculum activities, and etc. Reference books, etc. But they cannot help us to improve in our future. They cannot help us improve in our future. They cannot help us in passing the exam. They cannot help us build our nation. They cannot help us to give me a bright future. But the textbooks are the main. But the textbooks are the best friend, which gives us the knowledge, which can help us to shine in life. And the textbooks are the main things which helps us to get the basic knowledge of our life. Thank you.
Thank you, Sakin Hassan Naki. Now I would like to invite the first speaker against the motion, and it's from girls. The first speaker is Mushira Jaman. Mushira, you are requested to give your speech.
The topic is about only textbooks is enough for quality education. Thank you, honorable moderator, for giving me an opportunity to say something today. Now I will speak in favor of my group and against the motion. The real work of education is to know oneself better than others, correct your mistakes, and making oneself an asset to the country. The main purpose of education is to make a real person. But now what do you mean by education? Actually, education and learning aren't same thing. People aren't same thing as knowing or being literate. People learn from society and institutions, but unfortunately the standard of social education and institutional education of our country is full of failure. Actions to be taken, changes to be made, and otherwise the consequences are bound to be more dire. There is neither writing nor reading in education. No learning to think, analytic ability, problem-solving ability, humanity, patriotism, excellence of thought, social values, thirst for knowledge, deep irrespection, or persistence. There is only textbooks and notebooks, the Moshabi and tuitions with the system of learning some answers by rote and moving up the class by 3 months. There are many other issues with the way classes are run, and one of them is the use of textbooks in classes. Well, there are many pros and cons to use of textbooks in classroom. The cons overweigh the pros. They are overwhelming, expensive, hard to read, and oftentimes inaccurate. The first speaker in favor of motion, he said that textbook has good size only, but through a calculation proves that we learned that wrong somewhere. Now I can explain. As chapter 3 in our textbook, subject matter mentioned, there was a study done in 2008 that found 109 to 63 errors in math textbook that were being considered perfect. In addition to simple math errors, mistranslation or mistakenly printing answers to the questions, it is increasingly difficult for textbooks to stay up to date on all of the new information that is coming forward. So we shouldn't limit ourselves. We can learn news around, and we can develop ourselves by reading other books and other information. Overall, I just want to say that only textbook should play a role in the classroom, but they shouldn't be the main or only resource used of learning. Learning has no limitation. We shouldn't limit it in textbook only. We have to learn all the topics of books. We have to know. We must be curious. We must be curious to know. If you are interested in knowing, then you will not want to confine yourself in the limitation. We don't say that the textbooks isn't need us. We just say that only textbook is enough for quality education. Thank you.
Really, Mushira has presented his logic very excellently, and good wishes for Mushira. Now I would like to invite the second speaker for the motion, Shumen Tapari.
For giving me this quote, I will say for the motion. The motion is that only textbook is enough for quality education. I support this. What is education? Education is to learn something. But in our current social system, it has become such that education is to get a class. In our current social system, people don't want to consider a student excellent if he don't get a plus in exam. They don't like him. But some people don't, as our teachers speak, some people don't judge a student by his academic result. But we can't avoid our social system. We must go through our social system. Yes. On the other hand, our education system is not at our side to read other books. Our education system is exam based. Before the end of an exam, another date comes of another exam. So, and we have to pass this exam. To pass this exam, we have to read books. We have not enough time because students spend many time for private.
cut good figure in these exams. Otherwise, we will be suffered by our social system. In here, my opponent's friend can say that to cut good figure, we can go through reference book. But don't they know that reference book hamper our creativity? If we lose our creativity, it will be dangerous for our future. We can look at the poor students who can't buy reference book, but their result is much better because they read and practice questions through textbooks, which is very important. And my opponent friend Mushira Zaman has told that there is many mistakes in textbook. Isn't there a printing mistake in reference book? Now, what do we need to lead our life? As our teacher's speech, we must be honest and do something for the country. And to be honest, we must learn morality. And our religion book teaches us morality. We get pleasures through reading Bangla Sahitya, Shobad, etc. Nowadays, some students are suffering through suffering for the. Nowadays, students suffer for failure to take decision of future career. If they read Karma or Jivanmukhi Shikha, they will get idea. But I think they don't know about this book.
You don't read about Karma or Jivanmukhi Shikha. You should read.
Only reading is bad. We must keep our body and mind fit. In this regard, our physical education book can help us. Our government knows how to improve a nation more than them. If they know more than our government, why don't they go to the seat of Prime Minister, Education Minister? Now, what increases words? Quarrel rises strong. So you come together and say only textbook can ensure quality education.
Extraordinary, extraordinary, and extraordinary. And these three words are not enough for Somen Papare's speech. Now I would like to invite from those against the motion is Ankita.
Almost everyone knows the topic. The topic is only textbook is enough for quality education. When you all came to know about the topic, I'm sure, except of my opponent team, everybody thought that this sentence is not true. And yeah, it is. That's why we are adding this topic. Every single people who have common sense will be disagreed with this sentence. Cause this sentence sounds like a joke in this updated world. The speakers are not about this. Now I have to tell them something. Textbook. Every year we are given some textbook, and the whole year we read this textbook very attentively. And in the final examination, some of us do very good results. Unfortunately, some cannot do good result even they read this book whole year. By doing this good result, every year we pass one after one classes with a good result. But when we are going to the reputed school and college with this good result or certificate to get admission, there we are failed. So, my friends, will you please tell me why it is happening? The only cause of it is limit on learning and memorizing textbook. believe this, the Deputy School and University believe this very well that there is no limit of learning. And those who will shine in life, who will be different from others. So we all want the best one. If you have a company, you would want the better employee to work in your company. Like this, you want the best one. By reading only textbook, you cannot be the best. But by reading other books with textbook, you will be able to be different from others. Only 6 or 7 200 pages books cannot make you knowledgeable. As an example, we can think that the student in the examination, the student who writes different from others and have some creative sense in their writing, teachers give them maximum mark. And why it is happening? Why they are not following the textbook? Yes, they are following the textbook, but they are also adding their creative powers. So why it is happening? If textbook is enough, then there are also many scientists and there are also many people who has done good for the whole world. Some of them were far from education system. They are learning place for the whole world, and some of them were fond of acquiring knowledge. If you think that by reading only textbook they change the whole world, at the same time, if you think that behind their success there is a great behind their success there was a deep effort of knowing the new. So we also have to be this type of. Then we can say that if we think that textbook makes us best, yes. If textbook makes us best, we can be best in society, we can be best in country. But if we give a look in the world, then we can see that we are last of all. And why this is happening? So I try to relate with this. But if you are disagreed with me, so it's my question to you that if you by reading only textbook, if you thought that by reading only textbook you will be able to get admission in Kuwait, as I know that. So please answer the question. And the second speaker speak a lot about the other books, other reference books, but they also mention about guidebooks. Because I know it very well that they are not only dependent on textbook. The paragraph, the dialogues, also they add many information from their guidebooks. So using textbook and the other books is you also added. I want to know that how much you are knowledgeable about those books. So I'm sure that you can understand what we are saying, but you are not accepting this because there is a competition and you want to win that. But friends, truth is always good, and you come and stay with us. Only textbook is not enough for quality.
Fabulous, excellent, extraordinary, and these words are not enough for Ankita. Now I would like to third speaker from boys for the motion, Sakib Abhasan.
Good morning, respected classes, teachers, and all my present friends. Thank you for giving me a scope to deliver my speech in this occasion. First of all, I asked that why, if the sentence is a joke, why it is selected for our debate. If it is a joke, we are debate on this sentence, and it is not a sentence of joking, because we are debate on the basing of this sentence. And again, our second speaker of my opponent had said that we earn so much information from our reference books. But which textbook is written on the basis of a reference book. But a reference book is written on the basis of a textbook. And again, you get higher education. You have to admit it on a reputed college, but you cannot apply to a reputed college without the result of 4 point. But when do you get earn 4 point? If you read textbook well, you can earn 4 point. But you have so much knowledge about the whole world, etc., but you have no knowledge of your textbook. So how you can earn 4 point? 4 point is a little thing, but so many students of our country has also earned 5 point. But they have no bookish knowledge. They have the knowledge of the whole world, etc., but they cannot apply it on the reputed college. Again, now I see that textbook serves as a guide to the syllabus. You know, syllabus. Our education is not syllabus based, but textbook helps to the weak student to make a good result. And the student means not weak and good. The students means the whole student. And again, the first speaker of my opponent team has already said that only textbook is enough for our quality education. Why he has told that? It was nothing in that is your mistake. And there is also said that textbook provides the guidelines for the teachers as well as the students. And it helps. Textbook not only helps the teachers to teach their students, but also helps the students to earn proper education from their teacher. And again, we can say that real education can be earned through textbook. And that's all.
Now I would like to invite from girls against the motion Amira Bisti.
At first, take the audience. Assalamu alaikum. I want to say that you are forgetting that we are not saying textbook is not important. We are saying that yes, textbook is important, but it's not enough. We have to keep our knowledge. If someone asks you about the current situation of Bangladesh, maybe the problems about electricity or gas, if you find any topics on the textbook about it, and if you say about the paragraph on load shedding in this answer, and you are saying about getting A+. Yes, it is important. But getting A+, but in our teacher said that there is 30% question out of our textbook. Then how can you get A+ without and you said that about the physical books of our classes, but how much you know about that? Do you read about these books? If you are giving more seriousness in getting A+, but these books are not added in our exam, so these books is neglected. These books are not if you are giving more seriousness in textbook, do you read it composition in our textbook about the importance of learning, about the importance of reading newspaper. There is a line that newspaper helps our academic development. So, if you didn't read newspaper, how can you develop academic? How can you develop academic career? How can you develop academic career? Now what are you saying? Do you memorize it from any textbooks, or you take it from your outlook? For getting out knowledge, you are dependent on internet and newspapers or different reference books. We are not saying about reference books. We are saying about the books we need to be written, but we are not doing that. Because there is a large number of students, they are well educated, but they are not getting a job. Why they are not getting a job? They have A+, they have 5 points. So why they are not getting a job? Please answer the question. And you are pointing that my first friend made a mistake. Do you never made a mistake? It is just a mistake. Thank you.
Thank you, Bristi, for your valuable speech and logical speech. Now I would like to invite Tame for the motion. But before starting your speech, I would like to mention that you must have sense about time. Within a short time, you have to teach your speech. So don't make your speech elaborate.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Twinkle, little star. How will you improve in future without being a test grid? I am Pakistani. I will speak for the motion. Our opponent team members said that how can I admit in the reputed college, or how can I get a good job? He cannot remember that many students did not read the textbook perfectly. The people who get the job, they ask when did the Kumar Chaudhary was, but they cannot answer it because they did not read the textbook properly. Now, as they are the present condition of our students, they are indifferent to reading in a textbook. They think that it is unnecessary for us. If they read the reference books, they can gain more knowledge than the textbooks. As like our opponent team members, please, my friend, don't judge a book by its cover. We are given 15 books. We can gain 15 knowledge by reading these 15 books, and it is and these 15 books have different characteristics. We can get a Bengali literature by reading the Bengali book. We can get in mathematician knowledge by reading the math book. We can get the English literature by reading the English literature book. Now I have wrote a question. If none of my opponent team have read the grammar book that is given by our government, I think they do not read this grammar book yet. Then they think what it will be it have a degree if they read this book. In our God gives us a grammar book, and in this book there are many pictures, and this picture helps a weak student to explain a grammatical terms. And I always read this book. and in this last page there are many paragraphs, and there are given themes to enlarge the students' creativity. But they do not read. They think what will we get? What will we need to read this book? Again, there are many books. There are many reference books which are full of which use many slang language or many nasty words, and which is not suitable for students. But textbooks are the only book which is suitable for students. And in fact, he can get the moral education. He can get how to live in a society. Even in our Bengali novel, in our Bengali book, there are 8 novels, and it signifies our liberation way. Even our education minister knows well how to develop our students' creativity, and so he arranged this book with their friends. Remember that if you do not read this textbook properly, you do not make a good result. You cannot get a good job. In the job, you are asked many questions by the textbook, but you cannot answer. You will the reference, and that you knowledge you get from the you got from the reference book. It will not help you in the time. So our opponent must say that only textbook is enough for quality education.
Big hands for Name. Extraordinary and fabulous speech has been given by Tamim. Now I would like to invite from the house against the motion Sumaya Albi. Big hands for Sumaya.
At first, take my cordial salam. Assalamu alaikum. Good morning, honorable teacher, members of the opposing team, audience, and all of you present here. I would like to thank all of you for joining us today in the last debate competition of this academic year 2022. I am Sumaya Albi, and I stand before you to express my views against the motion only textbook is enough for quality education. Now I am starting. To prepare our life properly, we have to stop only textbook dependent education, because all things are not written in textbook. If all things are written in textbook, it will shape like a big room. Instead, we have to teach us something unique, which help us to achieve quality education. The first speaker of the opponent team, Mr. Nafi, has told about games and sports. He has said that it cannot help him to make a good result. But Mr. Nafi, quality education does not mean to score higher grades in public examinations. When a student fails to acquire the social skills but obtains a high grade in the public examination, we cannot say it quality education. Quality education doesn't depend only on textbook. To achieve quality education, some other things also have. In our country, the education system is dependent on only textbook, and this system has broken the backbone of education. The main aim of education is not memorizing from only textbook. But in our country, some people believe that the main aim of education is getting a good job. We have recently talked about quality. The full meaning of quality is that quest, universal, action taken, leadership, initiative, team, and yield. From here, the word quality never a student can achieve from only reading textbook. If our boys always tell their child at any cost you will give us A plus. A plus is all. I think A plus is optional for them. In Finland, the education system is unique. They are never bound in textbook. Yes, they read textbook, but side by side reading textbook, they try to know about the world and new things. But from the childhood, seeing cow, we have grown up, and then we memorizing the cow essay from our textbook, and this is our education system. In London, the students of London never suffer from A plus fantasy. Their syllabus is less than other. The number of their book is 4. They never bound in their textbook. From their childhood, they try to know about the current affairs of the world, new things like the students of Finland, not and make themselves an independent thinkers, not a parrot who memorizing the lessons from the textbook like our students. The third speaker of the opponent team, Mr. Saqib Al Hassan, has tried, and the fourth speaker of the opponent team, Tamim, has tried to realize us that without reading textbook or achieving 4 points, we cannot apply any good college or reputed college. But yes, some days ago, the 2 students of Bangladesh got a chance to admit into the Cambridge University. But in Bangladesh, they cannot admit into any university because of a certificate. So we have to stop only textbook dependent education. Rather, we can never achieve quality education, and we should bear in mind that to convert our country, Sonar Bangla, and fulfill the dream of Bangabandhu, the father of nation, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, there is no alternative without quality education.
Excellent. Now I would like to invite for the motion and the team leader of this team, Abdullah.
Thank you, sir, for giving me this chance. At first, take my cordial salam, everyone. Assalamu alaikum. Johnny, yes, Papa. Reading textbook? No, Papa. What is your result? Fail, Papa. Actually, don't we need results? Many people, many children, many students are dying for results because they want good results. But they are wasting their time on other matters. So how we can say that textbook is not important? We don't need passing exam, and if we don't live alive, so what we do by study? Then again, there is a question that I'll be saying that result is not important. Actually, we need to remember that we have level. We cannot take much higher education. Sir knows better than us. It is the reality. We cannot know at the level of sir. So we must keep in mind that our textbook on basic in our level. So it helps us to memorize, to update our knowledge, to update our mentality, to update our everything, to update our livelihood. Yet, then their second speaker only said that we have just only 6 or 7 books. But there is a problem. It is our problem because we don't read all 14 books what our government given. So, my team member Tamim said that we can get 14 different knowledge from 14 different books that we cannot get because we don't read those books. And there is a reason that why actually students do not do better in exam? Because they don't study much. In textbooks, after every chapter, we have some questions. Actually, today's students follow guides. Today's students read reference books, but they don't study those questions. They don't think creatively about those questions. So they cannot write well. They cannot they cannot think well when they are writing on the exam notes. So they fall, and after all, they think that study is not important, and they fall down from it. Because they read guidebooks, they don't read textbooks. They don't research much, so they just memorize the question, and so though they can get a good result, they cannot get a good job. Actually, I'll be saying that to students, those who are reading in Cambridge University, actually how many they are going just towards it. I can give an example of our classmate Ishmael. He is reading reference book. He knows all the world, but he is doing much bad in exams. So we can say that here and in our society, we know that only we can mark a student by only its result. So in that case, we cannot say that we have to read reference books. Again, their second speaker Ongita said that some people who contributed this world for their world by not reading textbook. So can she say that they are, by reading reference book, they contributed our country or our world? And then their third speaker, Bishti, said that about current topic, because we cannot know about our current topic. Actually, we cannot update our textbooks for our economic system. We must know that Bangladesh is not London. Bangladesh is not England. We cannot update our textbooks every year, every moment. So we must keep in mind that television, we cannot get benefit like television from a textbook. We must read it. Then another thing that Bishti is saying that we are thinking about result. So what are you thinking about? We don't need results. Without result, what do we do? Because of certificate, every year in Bangladesh, many people they are just losing their sense of wonder because they don't have any certificate. They are losing their creativity because they don't have any certificate. And I think that they also read textbooks, but they also read reference books as well. But in that case, reference books cannot help us in exam. So to pass in exam or to make a good result, we must keep in mind that we must need textbooks, and textbooks are enough for our education. And that is my excuse.
Thank you, Abdullah, the captain for the motion. And now I would like to invite captain against the motion team, Adhura. And I will give another 2 minutes for breaking logic.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for coming here and for listening to my speech. We are debating a topic, and that is only textbook is not enough for college education. Education is the passport to the future, the key to unlocking the world. Books are the reservoir of knowledge. Books make people modern and scientific in world. To be self-educated, people must need to read books. But this is not only textbooks. You guys also need to study the other books, not only reference books. There are many books. There are million books in this world who written by the wisest person. You guys should read those books, not only reference books. Not stop mentioning just the reference books. Not only textbooks, but also quality books are needed to walk the path with the light of education in the dark world. But alas, there are some also, like my opponents, who are saying that textbook is enough college education. It is both a matter of sorrow. It is both a matter of sorrowness and laughter. I really want to talk that thing. I have a question in my mind that are you guys really the future of Bangladesh, or those who just cling the old and fear of the new education style? Excuse me, mark the question. I need the answer. Okay, then my opponents are saying that references.
Make the question clear to them. Again.
Are you guys really the future of Bangladesh, or those who cling to the old and fear of new change? Okay, my opponents are saying that only textbooks is enough for college education. If only textbook is enough, then why educational institutions are organized study groups? Why in every era people are organizing quiz competition, essay competition? Why million books are written by the wisest person and storing in the libraries? Are they just for showing, or for enriching your mind, your outlook more and more and more? Our students are reading the same books for the whole year. Then they all should be fast and should be doctor, engineer. But in our class there are more than 30 students who are reading in science. But every 30 students will be doctor and engineer by reading only textbooks. In various job tests, there are 20 to 22 questions are general knowledge and 8 to 10 questions are related to computer. Can you find the answer of these questions in your textbooks? If you find the answer, how can you answer that? What is drone? Is the answer of this drone is in textbook? Please memorize those things and stop saying that only textbook is enough for college education. If you guys read only textbook, then your situation will be whether you get a certificate with a golden A class. You will not be able to get a good job because you can't answer those general questions and those computer questions. And that your situation will be you tear off your certificates and showing other people that Bangladesh is not a good place for you. Is not a good place who can show you where you can show your abilities. We all know that practice makes a man perfect. Besides reading books, we need to do it in practical. As we are science students, there are physics, chemistry, biology, etc. books, but we are only memorizing them. We don't practice any terms are there. There are different kinds of chemical reactions, but we only memorize them. Who written by a teacher in the whiteboard, and we read them in our exercise books. If we only memorize those textbooks, how can we get this 25 marks in this practical? And I see that you guys just mentioning the reference books, which means the guidebooks, and we are memorizing them. Stop mentioning them. There are many books which mention the whole world, and there are different incidents which is written in those books, and you should read them. Don't mention the reference book, and don't be in this textbook. Try to know the whole world. So to be a knowledgeable person, so to be a qualified person, there is no alternative of reading books, reading quality books, as well as textbooks. You guys are saying that textbooks are not enough for you. Textbooks are not enough for other curricular activities are not enough for you. Then why you guys came to this debate competition? This is my question. Please answer this.
Go on,
You guys are saying that textbook. You guys are saying about textbook. If you follow textbook properly, so why the practicals are not done by us? Why you guys don't achieve the 25 marks in this practical? Why are you getting only 10, 12, 14? Please tell us how can we get this 15 marks by reading only textbooks. Okay, I'll wait for the next and thank you everyone.
Okay, thank you Azhara for your energetic speech. Now I would like to invite Abdullah again to break the speech of your opponent.
Respected moderator, I think she didn't hear my speech because I already told that Bangladesh has really economical problem. Actually, which reactions done in our chemistry books, we cannot do it in reality because that is our problem. We cannot buy beaker, we cannot buy chemical, we cannot buy other things to do that reactions. We must keep in mind that Bangladesh is facing economical problems. So, in education, Bangladesh cannot spend much. We must keep in mind that. And then, they are telling about the change coming to the education system. Actually, we are ready to take the change because we believe in Bangladesh Education Board. Because we believe in them, that's why we are reading textbooks. Otherwise, we didn't read. And then they are saying that quiz competition and others competition. You have entered a wrong information that quiz competition questions didn't made by books, but it is totally wrong. We can find every question in books which given in quiz competitions. I already told that. Odhara said that try to know whole world, But first of all, we must keep in mind that we have a level. We must go on a level tradition, and we must keep in mind that I already give an example of Islam because of his result is struggling now, and so we must say that we need results. And I think they don't read the purpose of English books yet. Here, Narayan Chandra Shah said that the aim of higher education is to gain quality education. The aim of higher books is to gain quality education. Only textbooks can give us the level best, and what we can take only our textbooks give us. We cannot know the whole world yet. I again said that we cannot know the whole world because there is every news, everything, every moment our world is changing day by day. In every second our world is changing. So we cannot think that our textbooks can give every information in every moment. So we must keep in mind. After all, I would like to say that please stay with us that we only read textbooks for our level, and I believe that after some years or after 10 years we must need reference books. But in that level, in this level, we must need textbooks, and there is no alternative of textbooks. And I think it is enough for our education. And then,
thank you, Abdullah. Now I would like to invite today's last speaker, Adhara. You are given only 1 minute for your speech.
Okay, let's start. I mentioned 2 times a question, but you didn't answer it. You guys, books are the best friends. You guys said books are the best friends, but it is not textbook. Books. Try to realize the other books. Mention the other books, not only textbooks. You guys mentioned a friend of ours whose name is Ishmael. He is not benefited now, but he will benefit later because his out knowledge is more better than you. And if you guys stop this, I'm sorry. You guys are saying that you can answer the quiz questions by reading your textbook. If you guys can do that, then why you get only 7 marks with 13 marks in this quiz competition? And if you want to manage the level, you have to know about the current news. Our country is developing day by day, but our books is not developing day by day. You guys should keep it in mind. And we cannot make the chemical reactions because it is our ability. But to recover it, we have to read the other books where the chemical reactions is written more better than our books. And I heard that you mentioned many times that books, but your topic is only textbooks. Keep in mind, only textbooks. And after listening your whole conversation, it came to my mind that, sorry for saying that, Shalishi Jai Ho, confidence is mine. Thank you, everyone. Thank you all.
Thank you.